Hey guys, welcome to my conversation with the Mississippi 144-pound state champion, Seth Deperro. Seth, first, how's that sound?
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, is it something that you've been working toward for a while?
Yes, sir. Ever since I started, I've been working for it. I've been a runner-up a few times and didn't play so good last year, so it's a pretty big accomplishment for me this year.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, congratulations. So for those of us in the Southeast, Mississippi is pretty new as far as having a sanctioned state tournament and those sorts of things. And we're gonna get to that. Tell me a little bit about St. Martin because I don't know a whole lot about St. Martin, where it's located, all that jazz.
So we're located right next to the beach in Biloxi. So our area code's it's connected to Ocean Springs. But
Got it. Okay, so
uh,
you're down on the coast, but there's like a southern part of the state that does a lot of wrestling and a northern part of the state that does a lot of wrestling. Is that right?
yes, sir. So right now in the south, the north has a little bit more schools than us. We have about I'd say about 7 to 8 schools, but we're getting a few more added on next year.
Okay, awesome. All right, we're gonna get into some wrestling stuff in a little bit, but before we do, we're gonna go off the mat and talk about a couple of things, just so I we can kind of get to know you, before we talk about your process of getting to a state title. So let's start with what is your best subject in school?
Best subject I would have to say is science.
Why?
It's, I don't know. It's just been something I've been kind of obsessed with ever since I was little.
Oh yeah, okay. Any particular science? Biology, chemistry,
Uh,
physics?
Marine biology is what I'm mostly interested in, and cell chemistry.
Okay. Well, in marine biology, I guess being on the beach or being close to the beach, that makes a lot of sense, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. What about worst subject? What's a subject that you either don't do well in, but you like, or you just don't like?
So my worst subject I would have to say is geometry.
Geometry.
Anything, anything doing shapes and numbers, I cannot do.
Is that right? I got you. Not one of my strengths either. All right. So, what's the best breakfast food?
Definitely have to say sausage and gravy.
Sausage and gravy.
Oh,
All
I'm sorry,
right.
biscuit and gravy. Biscuit and gravy,
Biscuits and
not
gravy.
sausage.
Hey, it's all good. Biscuits and gravy. All right. Is it a brown gravy, a white gravy? What kind of gravy?
It's a white gravy with sausage chunks in it.
Okay. All right. Is that something you make at home a lot or?
It's something my grandma would make for us, like in the morning. It's kind of more of a southern thing.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, were you even if you weren't cutting weight, watching what wrestlers are always are watching what they eat and everything else, is that the food that you didn't get to eat as much during the season that you wanted to, or was there another thing that you really like craved during the season?
During the season, I definitely would crave that. I'd cut off on a lot of, you know, more thicker carb-filled meals so I can maintain. But that's one of the main things I would really, really want.
Yeah, definitely. So, all right. So let's go book smart or street smart.
Definitely book smart.
Definitely book smart. All right. Sushi, yes or no?
Yeah, not really.
Not really. All right. Okay. What's a thing if I'm visiting Biloxi that I should eat? Like what's a absolutely food that I have to have?
Down here on the coast, you definitely have to go try out uh, I'd say, what's it called? Paninis and boba. That place is it's amazing. It's like a little Asian restaurant
Okay.
that I think is like it's a little mom and pop's restaurant that's only around here.
All right. And what should I get if I go there?
Definitely, there's this thing called tonkatsu ramen. It's like pork ramen, and it's really good.
Okay. All right. Sounds really good. All right, couple more questions. Music during warm up or do you not listen to anything?
During warm-ups, I listen to some music.
All right. What do you listen to?
Definitely listen. I have a mix, but mostly it's Katy Perry songs.
Mostly Katy Perry songs. Okay. All right. No, that's cool. Everybody's got their thing. I actually did a song from the North Carolina state tournament from each champion, and we just made a playlist, and it was so eclectic. It was just so different what everybody was listening to. So, all right. So, last question off the mat before we go onto the mat, and that is, what what is a talent that you have that's off the mat that like people don't know? Your wrestlers, like your teammates and stuff, don't know about, or very few know about.
Very few. I am very technical with like technology, like computer building and like phone maintenance and stuff. A lot of people don't know. Like I know how to do that stuff, but I'm very good with that stuff.
Okay, all right, okay. So like if like I'm like something happens to my computer, I could take it to you and you can help me kind of problem solve it. That sort of thing. So you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Is that something that you've always been just naturally good at, or
Yep,
did you
that's
an interest in, or what was it?
it's kind of so it started off as a little hobby. I would like when I was younger, my parents would bring home like little old PlayStation 2s and things like that, and I kind of take them apart and look at the insides. And then it grown to me being obsessed with it, building desktop computers and kind of going in and fixing them.
Wow. Okay. Is that where you're going to head in the future? Is that the kind of job you're kind of looking towards?
Not really. During college, I kind of wanted to go more toward like a biochemist.
Uh huh. But you have that skill set. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So, take me take me out of this year, but back to when you first started wrestling. How did you start? What was it like? That sort of thing.
So when I first started, it was kind of my friends pulled me into it because I was mainly football. But my friends started wrestling. They started it out and they thought it was cool and they kind of dragged me into it. And I personally wasn't very happy about it. But, as I got into it, I realized like, hey, this is something I could probably do. I like it. Like I've kind of grown attached to it.
All right. So, how long ago did you start wrestling?
I started my ninth grade year.
You started in your ninth grade year. All right. So, what was it about that first thing that you were like, nah, I don't know that this is for me?
So just kind of rumors that were spreading around, kind of like people kind of just sweaty men just grappling on top of each other.
I got you. So, it was a social pressure thing.
Yeah.
I got you. So, what was the thing about that changed? Like, what was it about wrestling that made it like,
Honestly,
yeah,
just
awesome?
doing it. It's kind of like jujitsu. Like it's kind of the same thing, except for the fact you're not trying to choke someone out. You're trying to, it's just a different concept, but at the same time, it's not just people simplify it to make it seem like it's something bad, but it's like a combat sport, just like any other thing. Like as soon as you start thinking about it like that, it's kind of the thought of like I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
The bad image people give it kind of fades away.
Yeah, well, I think people who don't understand it don't understand it. I mean, and it's
Yeah.
not until you get into it that you have a better understanding of it. So, did you quit playing football, or did wrestling impact, like, were you a better football player as a result of wrestling? I see a lot of overlap.
So actually, I did become a better football player after I started wrestling. The concept of tackling people and holding on to them, kind of knowing where to grab and how to take people down is kind of helps you during football season.
Yeah, I mean, I would think so. I know when I coached, there were a lot of football players who, I mean, ended up being great football players. They're also really great wrestlers. Um, and I can't imagine, like, Ray Lewis, I coached against him when he was in high school, and definitely,
Well,
I mean, he was a great linebacker once upon a time. So, um, all right. So you talked about taking second previously, not having the season that you wanted to last year. What was it? What changed? What changed as a result of your mindset last year, or your whatever last year, to be able to make a run this year? What was it that kind of happened for you?
so after I lost, I kind of started like it kind of destroyed me. Like I'm not gonna lie, when I got fifth, I placed, and I was like, how did I end up doing so bad? And like after that, something clicked, and I just wouldn't stop. Like it's just something I just continuously did nonstop.
And did you get better technically in your brain? I mean, was it a mental thing? What was it? was there anything that kind of clicked that made that work for to take you to the top step this year?
Yeah, kind of just stop hesitating. Like something clicked and it made me just want to continuously work on offense and stop trying to be so defensive. Like realizing that to get to the top, you gotta work in offense into it.
So, so at the state tournament, you know, you won a couple matches, and then you get to the state finals. And had you wrestled that person before?
Never.
Never. All right. And I think I don't know. Do you guys seed over in Mississippi or not?
We do, but they didn't combine the North and South rankings to give us an overall seeding.
Okay. All right. Well, I know he came in pretty, you know, with one loss on the year or whatever. Going into your finals match, were you nervous? Kind of talk me through kind of how you were feeling going into that last match.
It's the most nerve-wracking thing I've felt in my life. I was kind of having little panic attacks here and there, but once I got on the mat, it kind of calmed down. I was like, I know what I'm doing. I know I can win. I just got to put my all into it.
Okay. All right. I got you. Um, so how did it feel after you got your hand raised?
As I was raising my hand, I kind of felt like I just wanted to cry. Like it was like the most fulfilling feeling,
That's
like that a wrestler can have. Like just the pure joy in my stomach and my body. Like I felt dizzy. I was so happy. It's like one of the best feelings I could imagine, really.
very cool. Very cool. Well, was there somebody that you were thinking of that kind of had, I don't know, given you support or you know, whatever along the way as, you know, as you were kind of getting your hand raised?
I immediately thought of my dad. He was one of the main people, like trying to help me and push me through the whole season.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty
You know,
cool.
I ran up, I hugged my coach. You know, he's been there just as much as my dad pushing me. Also, like those were the two main people. Like I just couldn't wait to see and celebrate with.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. All right. So, you mentioned when you signed up and we were going to schedule this that you've wrestled your last match. Like you're not going to wrestle in college. How uh how does that feel?
I think I worded that wrong.
Oh,
Uh, I think yeah,
are you gonna wrestle in college?
yes, sir. I got
I'm sorry.
offer. Yeah, I've been talking to the two schools that have wrestling in Alabama, Huntington and Montevideo.
Uh-huh.
And as of right now, I'm currently committed to Huntington College, and that's where I'm going this August.
Oh, congratulations. I'm sorry. I thought that that's it.
High school match. I
Yeah,
worded that.
last high school match. My fault. My fault at all. My fault completely. So you're ready to go to college and compete at that level. Um, what 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 do you what's why take that step? Why go to Huntington? Why go to that next level? Do you still feel like you want more to accomplish in sport of wrestling?
Yeah, so I just feel like I have so much more to improve, and I just want to see where I can peak out at, you know. And like I'm kind of not ready to give it up yet because it feels like I just started.
Well, and you did, right? I mean, do you feel like you're just getting better and better and better and better?
Yeah, so I just feel like I still have so much more room to improve, and once I get to the next level of coaching, I feel like I can most certainly place somewhere that's really, really big.
So so are you going to focus on marine biology at Huntington?
Yeah, sir. That's one of the subjects they have. I'm thinking about that, and they also have a chemo chemistry biology course that I'm thinking about like a minor in.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Coach Oliver is lucky to have you. I'm sure he's excited about your you coming on to Huntington and everything else. And I know that they've been working to build a program and a D3 and getting better and better and better. So that's awesome. Congratulations on that. My last question for you is why wrestle? What makes wrestling special?
To me, just what makes it special to me is like honestly the aspect of the grind you have to have and the one-on-one like confidence. The can't think of the word.
Okay.
I just kind of like other sports, it's a team sport. Like you can blame other people, but in wrestling, you can't blame someone for your shortcomings. Like it's something you have to do on your own.
Mm. Does that make you? Is that is that a like? Do you? Is that a positive? Do you like that part of it?
That's what I love about it. Like
Okay.
I like that I can't blame someone. Like it's something I have to work on myself to get better at if I want to win.
Well, Seth, congratulations. Sorry I got the last high school match wrong earlier, but I want to wish you the best of luck as you go to Huntington, and yeah, good luck in college, and continue to get better and everything else.
Thank you.
All right, cool.